Okay, so for our monsters, we're going to need Swiss rolls, candy eyeballs, green candy melts, and mini marshmallows. So we're going to start by cutting our marshmallows on an angle to make the ears. So just continue the same step for the rest of them. Okay, so next you grab your Swiss rolls and you spoon on some melted chocolate or melted candy over it, just like I'm doing right here. And so just make sure you spread it evenly. So before you do this step, you freeze your Swiss rolls for about 10 minutes before you even put on the candy melts. Otherwise, they can break on you. Okay, so then after this, while the candy is still wet, go ahead and put on an eyeball. And then you can add the ears. Okay, so then the same process you'll do with the rest. So at the end, I decided that they need a mouth, so I melted some black candy melts and I put some in a bag. And then I just cut the tip of it and I added a mouth. You can do the mouth however you like. This is the way I'm doing it. But I thought it would look a lot better by adding a mouth to it. Okay, so that's what they should look like. So next we're making Frankenstein, and we are going to need chocolate sprinkles, popsicle sticks, candy eyeballs, green candy melts, black candy melts, pretzel sticks, and also marshmallows. But make sure to get the square marshmallows because that's going to help us make the head of Frankenstein. Okay, so the next step is you're going to have your melted green candy, and then you're going to dip your stick into it, and then you'll insert it into the marshmallow. Okay, and just do the same thing for the rest. Okay, so for the next step, we're going to grab our marshmallows, dip it into your candy melt, and then you can use a spoon to help you cover the rest. Then after that, you can go ahead and lightly tap it against your cup to get rid of the excess. And then you can go ahead and start putting the chocolate sprinkles on it. And then after this, we can go ahead and add our eyeballs. And then we can go ahead and grab our pretzel sticks and we're going to cut it into three pieces, and then you're just using two, so you're going to put one on each side, just like I'm doing here. Okay, then after that, go ahead and grab your melted black chocolate and put a straight line above the eyes, and that's going to be the eyebrows, and then a zigzag for the mouth, and then the stitches on the corner. Okay, so that's what it should look like. So continue doing the same step for the rest. Alright guys, so this is what they should look like when you're done. So next we're doing our cauldron, and you are going to need skeleton sprinkles, half circle molds, so just like this, green food coloring dye, candy eyeballs, pretzel sticks, vanilla pudding mix, green and purple sprinkles, and green circle sprinkles, worm gummies or snake gummies, yellow candy melts, red candy melts, and black candy melts. So for the next step, we're grabbing a spoon of our black melted candy and just spreading it evenly inside the circle mold. Make sure to do a thick layer, otherwise when you go to take it out, it can break on you. So keep doing the same step for the rest. So once you finish covering your molds, to put it in the freezer for 15 minutes to help it set. So while that's in the freezer, we can go ahead and start with our vanilla pudding mix. So just go ahead and follow the directions on the box. So once your pudding is done, we're going to go ahead and add our green food coloring. So I'm adding here 3 drops at a time. So do that and then go ahead and whisk it. And if you still feel like you need more, just add 2 to 3 more drops at a time until you get the desired color you like. So the total amount of drops that I ended up using were 9 until I ended up with the color that I wanted. But you can always use the gel food coloring as well, and you may need less of that. It's up to you what you would like to use, but this is what I ended up with. Okay, so now I've taken my mold out of the freezer, so it's time to take out your candy out of the mold. So just make sure you do this slowly and carefully so that you won't break them. Otherwise, we'll have to redo this step again. So again, just take your time and just do one at a time. Okay, so once you've taken them all out of the molds, then the next step is to grab some melted candy and putting it in a bag. And then all I'm doing here is making circles and then just putting the half circles right on top of it. And this is going to help support the circles. So just keep doing this step. So just make a circle and then fill it in and then put the half circle over it. Okay, and just keep doing this step for the rest. Okay, so for our next step, we are going to add some handles. So all I did here is get some melted black candy, and all I'm doing is a U shape. So do one on each side, and this will create the handles. So just do the same step for the rest, and once you complete this step, you can put them in the freezer again for 5 minutes. So for our next step, we are going to do the fire for the cauldron. So I did grab some red melted candy and I put it in a bag. So all I'm doing here is you're going to squeeze, and then pull. So squeeze, and pull. And just do the step all the way around. So for the next step, you're going to grab your yellow candy and just do the same as we did for the red. But you can put this one right over the red. And just go all the way around. Okay, then after you're done with this step, continue on with your other cauldrons. Just do the same thing. And then after you're done with that, put them back in the freezer for 5 minutes to help the candy set. Alright guys, so now it's time for the fun part. So we're going to go ahead and fill in our cauldrons with the pudding. So you can put 2 spoonfuls in each one. And keep doing this for the rest. Okay, so next we're adding our eyeballs. So just go ahead and add those on randomly to each one of them. Okay, and next we can go ahead and add our sprinkles and do the same thing. Just add them on randomly to each one. So next we're going to go ahead and grab our round sprinkles, and I chose these because I like how it's going to add an effect, like a bubbly effect, to our witch's brew. So I thought that was kind of fun, so that's why I ended up getting these sprinkles. So just go ahead and apply them to each one of them. So next we're going to go ahead and add our snakes. So just go ahead and apply them to each one, just like I'm doing here, until you're finished. So the next step is adding our pretzel stick to each one. So for the last step, we're going to add these skeleton sprinkles. So just go ahead and add them to each one. And this is something or a treat that I wouldn't recommend making ahead of time. Just once you make it, try to serve them within an hour. Otherwise, that candy can start melting because of the vanilla pudding. So just again, I do recommend serving it within an hour after you make it. Alright guys, so this is what they should look like after you're finished. So I think they turned out pretty cute. So next we're making Rice Krispie Ghosts. So you're going to need your Rice Krispie treats, some black food coloring paste, candy eyeballs, paper straws, and also some toothpicks and some white candy melts. Okay guys, so for the next step, we're going to unwrap our Rice Krispie treat. And then after you do this, go ahead and grab your knife and cut it in half. And this is going to be enough to make 2 ghosts. So what we're going to do next is grab the 2 top corners and just squeeze them together. And we're going to round up the top and just keep pressing it with your fingers and squeezing it until you're happy with the shape. And then after that, go ahead and grab your straw and dip it into your candy melt. And then you can insert it into your Rice Krispie treat. So just keep doing the same step for the rest. So next what we're going to do is grab a Rice Krispie treat and dip it into your white candy that's been melted. And then with the spoon, you can go ahead and grab some and just drip it over it until you cover it completely and just smooth it out as best as you can. Okay, then next what we can do is go ahead and add our eyeballs. Just add one at a time. Okay, then after that, we can go ahead and grab a little bit more of the white candy and then just put some on the bottom. And this is going to create that, like the drape that the ghosts have on. So just when you put it on your parchment paper, just kind of wiggle it like back and forth or like in a circular motion just to create that drape effect on the bottom. Okay, so just continue doing the same step for the rest. So once you have all your ghosts covered in the white candy, then go ahead and grab a toothpick and dip it into your food gel coloring, and then go ahead and start making a mouth. So all I'm doing is a circular motion to make it look like an open mouth. So just keep doing this until you're happy with how it looks. So this is how mine turned out. So just keep doing the same for the rest. Alright guys, so this is how they turned out. So next we're making eyeballs, and for this we're going to need white candy melts, red candy melts, popsicle sticks, Oreo cookies, candy eyeballs, and a sandwich bag. Okay, so we're going to open up our Oreo cookie. We're going to grab our popsicle stick and dip it into your candy and just put it right in the center, and then put the other cookie right on top of that. And then continue the same process with the rest. And then after you're done with that, go ahead and put them in the freezer for 10 minutes to set. So next what we're going to do is grab our cookie and dip it into your candy and just make sure you cover it completely. And then after this, go ahead and give it a light tap against your cup until you take off all the excess. And so next you can go ahead and add your eyeball and then go ahead and set it to the side and just keep doing the same steps for the rest. So after you completed this step, put them in the freezer for 10 minutes. Alright guys, so next we're going to go ahead and do our veins. So what I did here is I melted some red candy, put it in a sandwich bag and just clipped the end. So now what I'm doing here is just making some lines around the eye. So they almost look like a Y, but just keep doing this all the way around until you're happy with it. And continue doing the same for the rest of your eyeballs. And then once you're done with this step, put them in the freezer for 10 minutes and then they should be done. So this is the end of my video. I really want to thank everyone for watching. Please give it a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified of every time I upload a new video. I really hope you guys try at least one or two of these treats that I made, and please comment down below. Let me know how they turned out. Thanks again everyone for watching. Bye.